I think it was said earlier, and if I have had a lesson of democracy, participatory democracy, is that really there are times when you have to advocate for policies, and you do. I found myself wanting to advocate with some gusto, to be insistent. I think we've all found ourselves on that side of an issue, trying to be insistent, trying to be persuasive. And for me, the key has always been trying to not let my emotions get involved, because once we do that, we really lose sight of what we're doing, just trying to engage in a rational discussion. That's something that, for me, is very important to continue to work out, so that we are always civil, and that we maintain our composure, and that we treat each other with respect. As far as, I think part of the question was, do I review my conduct? Mostly at the end of our long meetings, I just hope that I did okay. And there's some meetings that I think all of us might look a little worse, and some where we might look a little better than we do in other ones. But I think in the end, if we can have a discussion and keep our voices moderated and treat each other with respect and dignity, we can conduct the public's business. And I think it's incumbent upon us to do that. To remember that it's not just us up there trying to make decisions, but that we're working for you, and that you have a reasonable expectation that we're going to be civil and reasonable and respectable.
It's a deep, high honor and a deep privilege to, and a significant, profound responsibility to be entrusted with office to handle your money and decisions that affect your neighborhoods. And certainly we all should, and I try at all times to be civil, both on and off the court, so to speak, in my conversations, private conversations with city staff, with other council members, and in front of the camera. And if I ever err, it is a mistake. But what I always try to do, and I think I pull it off, I'm certainly be willing to be shown otherwise, is I try to focus on the issues. I think that's critical, that we have good, solid issues, issue discussions based on sound data and arguments back and forth about that. I think that's what the public wants, and I look forward to, if I am privileged to be on the council again, whoever is up there, I look forward to having really a kind of display of public debate and discussion about the issues that will make the city proud.
I said earlier, and I'll say it again, the image that the city council displays to the world is the image that's how they see us. And so I think it's imperative that we always act in a professional way. In July, when I was asked to consider running for this office, but one of the main issues was exactly that, the lack of civility, the lack of respect that was being shown during those council meetings to council members. I pledge to be very supportive of every council member, always, and work very carefully in a supportive way. I mean, when I say that, I mean that I'm going to listen to them, and I'm also going to listen to their constituents, and because they're representing a smaller group, and as mayor, you're representing the entire city, just like the at-large position does. So I take it as a very, it's just going to be, it's in my makeup, okay, that it was IBM. IBM was very, very strict about how we presented ourselves to our customers. Remember, we were in sales, 100 sales, and we were 100% about customer service. So you would not survive at IBM for 30 years or for even 30 hours if you had displayed some of the things that we've seen in the past 2 years. Thank you.
I'm like going through my head thinking of every city council meeting, trying to think of things. I think I've been civil. I can think of, like I said, one occasion, but I'll let other people try to bring that up. But other than that, I treat everyone with respect. We all disagree. I don't treat anybody with disrespect at all, never. The city staff, I love them, and I think they love me. I'm always the one, we don't talk about it as much. But when there are times where people try to micromanage, and I think if anybody was honest up here, they would say I'm probably the first one that quote state law and tell them to stay out of staff relations, city policy, because I don't believe in it. I mean, our city manager gets paid a lot more money than I do to run that city, and that's her decisions to make, and she's the one to take the risk of those issues dealing with staff and operational issues. I mean, that's her call. She's the one to get evaluated on that. So I've always stay out of those issues. But I tell you, it starts with us. You know, we can set the tone. When we had our branding study, that's one thing they said. I mean, people mentioned the infighting among city council members. But I mean, if we're the ones that are causing the infighting, we're the ones flaring that stuff up, I mean, what can you expect? I mean, if I go home and type out a newsletter saying XYZ did this, I mean, and come to the next meeting and grab your pitchforks and get ready, I mean, that's what's gonna happen. I mean, so we've set the tone. I mean, I want everyone to get along, but understand that everyone has a right to disagree, but we can do that and not be upset at each other, and that's what I strive to do.